Hello and welcome to Everything Explained. I'm your host, and today we're asking a big human question. Does the language we speak shape the way we think? The short answer is yes, in useful, everyday ways, but not in the sense of a rigid cage. Language can tilt what we notice, blur or sharpen categories, and cue certain ways of looking at a situation. And that tilt, repeated over years, nudges our habits, our judgments, and even the stories we tell about ourselves and others. Let me start with a simple metaphor. Your brain is like a camera, and language is the lens through which you see the scene. If you swap the lens, you don't rewrite the whole scene. You just emphasize some details and dim others. Two ideas frame this carefully. The Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, sometimes called linguistic relativity, and the idea that language influences habitual thought more than it locks it in. The strong version says language determines thought and action. The weak version says language nudges the way we notice and think about things. Most researchers today accept the weak version as more true, especially in adults. We can't prove it in every corner of life, but there are clear, repeatable hints that language nudges attention and memory. Color. English has many shades of blue that we keep apart in our vocabulary. In Russian, there's a more robust split between two basic blue terms, goluboi for light blue and siny for dark blue. In a classic set of experiments, people faster and more reliably recognized color distinctions that matched their language's categories. In other words, people's brains sort subtle color differences a bit differently simply because their words give those colors different names. It's not that one group sees more colors, but their categories guide where they focus. To test this, researchers show slightly different color chips and measure reaction times. If you also study this, you'll find the same pattern across languages with or without a strong lexical boundary between blues. The takeaway: language can tune perception, at least for subtle differences. Space and time. Language also guides how we talk about space and time. In many languages, we describe time using spatial metaphors. Weeks go by, we move into the future, we look back on the past. Some studies put people in a room and play sequences of events, then ask them to reorder them. If their language prefers a left-right frame for time, they do better in that arrangement. If a language uses a cardinal north-south frame for space, speakers will anyway point north or south as they think about the past or future. While the results are intriguing, they aren't universal rules. Culture, training, and the task at hand all sway the outcome. Still, these studies show a pattern. The way you talk can subtly guide how you lay out time and space in your mind. Practical examples you might notice. When a friend says they feel low or down, the language can color how we interpret mood. The words we choose matter when you describe time. If you say soon versus in a minute, you set different expectations and plans. In travel or sports, naming a place as the last frontier can prime ambition or fear. Even inside your own house, the words you use for colors, sizes, or textures steer what you notice first. These small choices combine, shaping habits and conversations over days and years. Grammar and gender. Another piece is grammar. Many languages assign gender to nouns, and some researchers have asked whether that bias seeps into thinking about the objects themselves. When adjectives or descriptions were paired with masculine or feminine nouns, participants sometimes leaned toward traits associated with those genders. The effects are usually small, and culture matters. Still, it's plausible that the surface grammar nudges the way we stereotype or personify things in daily life. Bilingual minds. For bilingual people, language isn't just a switch. It can act like a different frame of mind. Some people report they think more formally in their second language, or feel more cautious about rules. Others find that switching to a language tied to a culture opens up new ways of viewing a problem, more contextual, less direct, or more ceremonial. The moral here is practical. If you want to encourage a particular kind of thinking, sometimes you can shift the language you use. Everyday takeaways. Language also plays a big part in media, marketing, and everyday talk. Framing a product as low-fat versus fat-free can bias how people judge it, even when the numbers are the same. Naming a city as the City of Hope or the Crime City changes the vibe you walk away with. It isn't magic. It's the way words set the stage for your thoughts and feelings before you even realize it. So, where does that leave us? Language clearly nudges thought without imprisoning it. It shapes what we notice, what we remember, and what feels natural to say about the world. The more we become aware of this, the better we can use language to think clearly, explain ideas, and listen to others who speak differently. So remember, words don't just describe reality, they shape it. Choose them with care, and you're shaping the world you live in.